from the Finger Lakes Museum, and I'm here today at the beautiful Keuka Lake Outlet Trail to do some ski joring with my two canine companions, Haas and Cheyenne. Ski joring is simply cross-country skiing with your dog or horse, or in my case, a dog named Haas. And the sport originated in the Scandinavian countries, and the word skijor itself means ski driving, which is essentially what you're doing, driving your dog or horse from a pair of cross-country skis, which sounds a little scary, but with the right equipment and a little training, it's actually a lot of fun. But as you can see, my dogs are really ready to go. So we're going to do a little skiing and warm up, and when I come back, I'm going to show you some of the equipment that we use and talk a little bit about training. Here we go. Let's go. All right, see ya. Good job, good job. All right, you're getting a little tired now, so they broke into a trot, which is great because that gives me a chance to really ski. Let's talk a little bit about the equipment that we use. We'll start first with the skis. You can ski jor with either skate style skis or classic skis. My skis of choice are the classic style. They're shaped a little wider for backcountry skiing. If you plan on competing, then you probably want to go to a skate ski and ski the groom trails. But we stay off the groom trails and prefer these nice backcountry trails. Next would be the belt. You can wear a skijor belt, or in this case I have a rock climbing belt. It works just as well as a ski joring belt, and it's actually a little sturdier. Attached to the loop is a large carabiner, and that's to take the stress off this cloth loop. Attached to the carabiner is a quick release. It's for safety. In case you need to suddenly release yourself from the team, you just yank it and you are free. This is attached to the tug line. Get that hooked back up. Good to practice with our safety release, by the way. Anyway, this is a tug line, and it's bungee corded. That helps prevent from being yanked off your feet. And at the end of the tow line, there's two little tugs here, one for each dog with a clip that attaches to the harness. And that leads me to talking about the harness. You never want to use the collar or a walking harness like the general leader for ski joring. You want to use a harness that's designed for ski joring or dog sled pulling, because you notice it's a cross back harness And that's designed so that the dog uses the large muscles of his back and shoulders and not his neck. You can do some serious harm to your dog if you use the wrong type of harness. And that leads me to talk about the dog. You notice I have a lab and a golden here. You don't necessarily have to have a Alaskan Malamute or a husky type dog. Yeah, there's a treat in my pocket, isn't there? You'll have to get that a little bit later. Any dog, if your dog is over 35 pounds and likes to pull, then he's probably a pretty good candidate for skijoring. Okay, you guys deserve a treat. Usually I keep the treats back in the car, but I forgot to take them out of my pocket today. Okay, good. Skijoring uses the dog's natural instinct to pull and to chase, so that makes training relatively easy. Use the same commands for skijoring that you use for dog sledding. Gee for right, haw for left, whoa for halt. You also want to teach your dog the command on by. That teaches them to pass other skiers or teams on the trail. Because my dogs have already been trained in obedience and rally, I stick with the commands they already know. They know right, left, and halt, so that's what I use. When you're first starting off, you want to practice on dry land without skis first. Put the equipment on, the harness, the belt, the tow line, stand behind your dogs and walk together. Right, left, halt, and practice on by before trying it on skis. Work with one dog, get some good control before trying two. Some people worry that skijoring might mess up their other training for heeling, and you might say, well, gee, I spend all my time trying to get my dogs not to pull. Is this going to mess it up for me? But not necessarily, because just as a guide dog quickly learns that when that harness goes on, he has a job to do, your dog will learn that when this harness goes on and you're standing behind him, it's okay to pull. So that kind of wraps up the training. I'm going to head back to the car now, and then we'll talk a little bit about safety. Let's go, guys. Come on. All right, we're back at the car, and these guys have worked up a bit of a thirst, so we want to take care of that. Bear in mind, the first few times you try this, don't go too far, because it is tiring on the dogs. These guys went out yesterday, so they're feeling it a little bit today, I think. So we're just going to take it easy on them. You notice, too, that I'm on a nice straight trail. When you're first learning how to do this, go easy on yourself and your dogs. Pick a nice, straight, narrow trail where the dogs have no place to go but forward. And that brings me to talk about safety. You'll notice I'm wearing my downhill helmet that I wear when I go skiing downhill. It's a good idea. As with any sport, there's always a risk of injury, especially if you're going to be skiing around hills or trees. You want to protect yourself as much as you can, so wear that helmet. And here's a treat for doing such a great job. Remember, the most important thing with all this is to have a good time with your dogs, and you're out to exercise, and we don't make this a stressful thing. I don't worry so much if they sniff. That's part of the whole outdoor experience, as long as it's not interfering with my safety. So we start off with a nice straight trail. Before you ski with dogs, again, I'm going to emphasize to practice the commands on dry land. Make sure that they respond and that you're working together as a team. If you're going out alone, make sure you tell someone where you're going and how long you plan on being out. Children should only try this if being accompanied by an adult. Stay off of ponds, lakes, rivers, unless you're really sure of the thickness of the ice. You also want to make sure that you have a good covering of snow on ice so the dogs can get adequate footing. And above all, remember that, again, you're out here to have a good time with your dogs and make it a fun thing. Reward them when you get back to the car. I don't usually carry treats on me when I'm out there because you saw what happened. They'll want to come and get their treat. So wait till you get back to the car and give them lots of love and good boy, good boy. Until next time, this is Pat Atkinson from the Finger Lakes Museum. Happy trails.